Okay, how's it, everybody? I'm Mike. We're gonna do a short kind of chit chat about starting jiu-jitsu and our journeys. I'm here with George and Jason. We're gonna go around the table. First, about what belt color are you and how long you've been training. So we're gonna start with George.
Okay, my name is George. Currently I'm a blue belt. I've been training about around 4 years. Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, Jason.
Yeah, my name is Jason. I'm currently a white belt, 3-stripe white belt. Been training about 2 years or so.
Okay, and I'm Mike again, and I'm a purple belt. Been training about 12 years. So we have a really good variety of levels, right? We have white, blue, purple, and I've trained with these guys for a number of years. So we have a good background. We have a good relationship. So it's a good point of view you learn from all of us, especially when you're starting. Okay, so we're going to start off with George again. Why did you start jiu-jitsu, George?
Well, I started kind of late because, right now I'm almost 49. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm almost 50. Yeah. So, fuck, you can cut this away. Okay, I got to start over. Okay, yeah, I'm almost 50. I started late. Started at the age of about 45. It's really I have no martial art background at all, and sometimes I wish I actually can start this little earlier age. I never thought I would actually starting jiu-jitsu from. I have no idea what is jiu-jitsu, but just like my cousin, a good friend of mine, he's a police officer, kind of like we reconnect to we after years I've been learning. I'm sorry, I know this friend for more than 10 years already, and then we reconnect again, and then he just one day take me to one of his station at the gym, and then he just put the gi down, and then started showing me how the guard, and then in the beginning I was, what is this? And so anyway, that's how it started, from not even at any school. So I did, and then went to the station, trained with some other, also his friend, and just it's literally private. It's, everybody, just even their higher level, they just wear blue belt or white belt, and then literally no school for the first year. Yeah, we just train at the station in the gym, and then but I enjoy that because it's a really nice workout. I didn't realize, I like to go to gym when I was younger age, but I realized, wow, this doing jiu-jitsu is really a explosive workout, and I enjoy the sweat. I think that's the most I enjoy about that, and also meeting friends. And then later on, because we all on the gym feel like more people is drilling, training, so we moved to a school at the Mililani. Yeah, so that's until now. I think that's about a beginning of my journey. So let me
kind of like reiterate. You kind of started because your friend forced you.
Yeah.
He had no real idea. He just said, put on the gear,
he
let's
said,
train.
You should try this. And because I think he wanted me to learn some self-defense.
All right, cool.
Because I'm Chinese, but watching a lot of kung fu movie, martial art movie, whatever, a fan of that. But I've never actually do anything about martial art until later, when I started doing jiu-jitsu.
Good.
Yeah.
And then Jason, same question. Why did you start jiu-jitsu? Why?
I actually started about 10 years ago. I started Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu at the same time at this one school, and then I ended up getting a pretty bad injury in Muay Thai, so I decided I should probably choose one of them. So I chose Muay Thai, and then I stopped doing Jiu-Jitsu, and then so I continued on with that. And then a good friend of mine invited me to go train with him in Jiu-Jitsu, and I always was intrigued by the sport and the martial art. I always loved watching it. I always wanted to do it, but I needed that push. So he said, hey, come, you want to start? You want to train with me? And so he just kicked my butt over and over for weeks. And then I decided to start at a school, and then I started formally training after that. So, but I only trained 10 years ago for like a month or so. And then, so that was my journey.
Nice. I have a similar story, kind of like with George and Jason. My friend invited me to a club, and for work we had to learn how to defend and fight and take down and whatnot. And I was the dummy that said, "Oh, sure, sounds like fun," and they all beat me up. They all choked me. They all armbarred me. I didn't even know how to tap, right? So that's how I started. Same thing. Just a friend invited me, and let's roll. And after months of getting my ass kicked, just like you guys, I joined the school to learn better technique to try and beat them. So it's funny. We all kind of got thrown in the fire, but we liked the workout, we liked the adrenaline rush, and we just wanted to get better, right? Because I think we all hate losing. And that's the prime motivator when we started, right? So that's really good stories, bro. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and go to question number 3. What did you learn after 6 months just straight training? Just give me your best, I guess, lesson you learned after 6 months, George.
You mean like first 6 months, or after I joined the school 6 months, or just the jiu-jitsu journey?
Just doing
the first
jiu-jitsu for 6 months. What did you learn? The most important thing.
I learned I have to tap. I didn't realize I was that hard-headed, like and I didn't even know what's my limit, and but I wasn't young anymore. But I thought, and then I thought my tolerance level, and I realized, I have a high tolerance level, but it doesn't mean I'm strong, so I end up getting hurt because I don't know when it's timing to tap. Right. I was getting choked. My friend or my opponent, whatever, they are not trying to hurt me, but sometimes they are just bigger than me. I'm only 140 pounds, and right now back then I was 140 pounds. Now I'm 133. So I was literally small, but without knowing, and I got hurt from my neck, I got hurt from my shoulder. Yeah, the first year of journeys I get hurt, really. I mean, but it's interesting because it's still addicting, because even you get hurt, you still kind of want to train. So.
Thank you. That to me is like such an important lesson that we want the viewers to understand, right?
Yeah.
Is that you need to know your limit, you need to know when to tap.
Yeah.
Right, good. Okay, Jason, how about you? For 6 months of training, what's the most important lesson you learned?
Well, the school initially I went to was a very heavy competition school, so they were encouraged to be very aggressive, and I got injured 3 out of 4 times, and I realized that, okay, if I'm going to start this, I got to learn some basics. So I switched schools and started learning just mere basics, didn't roll much in those first few months, and then learn self-defense. So for me, the self-defense thing was very interesting, because then you can learn distance management and applicable on the streets just in case. So self-defense was a big thing. And also once I started rolling, I learned now that it's probably best not to roll with the biggest guys in the school, because it's very easy to get injured. It's like us rolling with like a 4th grader, right? Yeah. So choose your partners wisely is what I learned. Tap early and often, because we're just here to learn. We're not here to win. We're here to learn and improve in ourselves.
Great.
Yeah.
Great answer, both of you guys. I have a similar lesson. After 6 months, I'm like George, I got hurt a lot. I'm like you, I got smashed a lot. Right? So out of 6 months of me being stubborn, I think I broke 2 bones. My wrist and my fingers in the first 6 months. And then I had back surgery, right? So the biggest lesson I learned was not to be so damn aggressive and tap earlier, right? And be safer. So the 6 months of training, like you said, it was fun, but I got hurt like you a lot. Like almost every other week I got hurt. Sprained something, broke something, came back and got hurt again, because I think personally we're just too stubborn. We're just too stubborn to tap because we think we're losing. It's not. You're learning, and you're safe to train tomorrow. So my biggest lesson in the first 6 months is really learn the basics like Jason did, and learn how to escape and learn how to tap. That would help all the beginners. Trust me, I learned the hard way. I got hurt a lot, and I'm lucky to be walking today, because of all the injuries I went through in my first 6 months of training. It wasn't worth it. I should have tapped hundreds of times, but I'm stubborn. And I regretted it, because I had pinched nerve in my neck, had a messed up shoulder, popped my elbows, broke my fingers. It's not worth it. And in the end, it's like, for what? Nobody remembers who tapped years ago. Nobody cares years later. All right, so I love hearing your guys' stories because it's kind of similar to me. And again, to the viewers out there, try to learn from us, and you might save some sprains and broken bones by taking our advice. You know, it's like super valuable, right? I wish I had that advice when I started. Okay, so next question. What do you like about training right now? Like all the years and experience up to today, what do you like best about Jiu-Jitsu? We'll start with George here.
Well, right this moment, I got promoted to the blue belt for about literally about 6-7 months ago. So pretty much did this 4-year journey. Learned a lot of the basic, and then start to and then try to make it the basics. So it's getting a little smoother. So also I think is learning not to get hurt. For my situation is my case is I'm literally the smallest and also lightest at the gym. And I would be like, before when I just started, I thought, technique can conquer everything. I was like, oh no, I always it's about technique. I just gotta learn, but I didn't realize, until later on. Yes, I mean, size does matter. You roll with like sometimes I roll with 250 pounds, with I'm only like 140 pounds. If he just smash on your top of you, you cannot do anything. Yeah, so, but I still having fun. This 4 year I still getting on and off, still a little small injury, but I think that this past 1 year I start to learn, roll just wisely. And I mean, it's not, my partner is so nice, and I don't think they are intended to hurt me, but it just sometimes you don't realize when you roll with the bigger guy, and they are just stronger than you. So, but other than that, but it doesn't mean I don't want to roll with big guy. I still, it's a friend, when it's your teammate. So, I still enjoy rolling with them. And what I enjoy the school I'm in now is like, because everybody know me already. So I like to, like a little monkey, and even I'm small, I still like to jump on them, and they know. So that's the fun part about it, in a school, when everybody know you, when you make friends, and they know you're small, they're not gonna try to kill you. But every chance I got, I still try to choke them. But, but they don't know. But but we're having fun. Yeah.
All right.
So, but I enjoy that.
Right. Yeah. I like that. So primarily up to now, you just like to have fun and make friends, and you enjoy the journey up to now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. How about you, Jason? What do you like about Jiu-Jitsu so far?
There's a lot of things. One big thing that comes to mind is just the amount of energy and the workout that we put into this when we roll. Is something about it's really challenging and then satisfying. And because there's, in the day-to-day life, there's so much, especially nowadays, there's so much stress and anxiety and pent up maybe aggression and energy that sometimes people don't have an outlet to. So I think rolling in jiu-jitsu is one of the best outlets you can get. It's so healthy because you're rolling with friends of yours that, yeah, you're trying to kill each other, but you're not trying to hurt each other.
Yeah.
And so some advice I got in this one workshop I went to, the instructor said, make sure you play jiu-jitsu, don't fight. So, but that's always something in our minds. Okay, make sure we're having fun, make sure we're playing, not fighting. Because if you play, you can play forever. If you fight, you have a short career.
Right, right.
So those are probably two things I'm having fun with right now.
That's awesome. Again, I have similar answers from both of you guys. But right now, as a purple belt, the best thing I like now is helping other people get started and get better. I've enjoyed fighting tournaments. I've enjoyed my journey up to now, but my focus now is teaching. I love teaching teenagers, beginners, and guys like you guys, and helping you get better. I mean, right now, my biggest joy is watching you guys improve, and whoever I train, like, get the technique. That's the biggest kick I get out of my jiu-jitsu now. Of course, I love rolling, but when I see people like you guys hit a good sweep or a good pass, I get like a mini high. Like, I get pumped. you know, because I know that one technique or that one little tweak is going to help you in your journey like that much easier, right? Once you get technique and you become smooth and you start playing, like Jason said, it becomes so natural that you're not really putting in effort. You enjoy every roll. And I want to bring up everybody to that level so we can all have fun, right? So for me personally, I just love teaching. I get a kick out of helping people and watching them improve. And when I used to teach kids jiu-jitsu, I'm not gonna lie, bro, when my kids I taught for 6 months or a year, when they won their matches, I freaking cried, because I know how much work they put into it. And when you teach a student like that and they do your technique and they say thank you, coach, that's priceless. Like that, to me, as me and in my journey right now, that's the biggest high you can ever get. It is unbelievable. Like, you have kids, right? I think you understand when you have kids and you teach them something and they learn. How does that feel? It feels so good as a parent, right? They do what you teach them and they do it right. So again, for me at this point in my journey, that's what I really enjoy doing. Okay, so let's go to the next question, George. What does it take to be a blue belt? I guess this question is something very popular. I get asked this question a lot. So I want to hear from you, George.
Yeah.
What does it take to get a blue belt?
For me, okay, on and off, you know, if we counting starting from my journey, it's literally about 4 years to get my blue belt. In between, you know, it's not like, because you know I have to work, you know, I cannot train like every day, and also plus I get hurt, and then sometimes I have to, you know, when I injure my arm, my neck, so sometimes I have to rest like a month too. So, but you know, on and off. So I still keep training, and because I think I like the part is literally the workout of the part, explosive workout of sweating and like doing a good cardio exercise. I think that's literally keep me going. I wanted to do, and then when you keep on learning, and then when you at to a certain stage, you kind of feel you're getting better, yeah. And then you start to feel, oh, when am I gonna get my belt? Yeah, so and then people, you will get some compliment, like people think, oh, you're getting better, yeah. So, and of course, coach give you a little stripe, and then you get excited, and then there's another stripe, yeah, right. So, and when you got a 3 stripe, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's almost you have a 3 stripe, but it's literally in my situation, it's very interesting. First year I got 1 stripe, so the third year I got another stripe. So, okay, I'm sorry, the third year. So it takes me literally 3 years to get 3 stripes. Sometimes I saw my teammates say, oh my goodness, just train 1 year and then you get a blue belt. But I mean, I understand because they maybe they are younger, they train every day. Yeah? So it's okay, I just need the patience. But still, sometimes even people tell you are ready, but still you sometimes you feel maybe you're ready, but I thought, still think, oh, maybe I'm not ready. But sometimes you feel, you go to school, you kind of, but it's sometimes still a little bit I would say discouraging. Is like when you find out, when you see your same partner, your training partner, you start the same time, and then one they got promoted and then you don't, and then again, oh, your partner got promoted and you didn't. And sometimes I didn't feel like I wouldn't say you're better. I didn't say I'm not worse than you, but okay, I think, yeah, I'm smaller. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can think. But I think I know the technique because even we train together, and in 2 years you are blue belt already, but you cannot choke me. You cannot submit me. So what does that mean? Even you're a bigger guy, but I can still put you in more the spot, like dangerous. I mean, close to submit you, but I cannot. But so it's a little bit kind of, I wouldn't say sad. I mean, I would use the word maybe disappointed, you know. But I especially the 3 months, or I would say 6 months before my blue belt, And at one point, I was kind of, oh, forget it, I roll because I used to carry the stripe, and I was like, oh, make sure it's looking good. And then I'll be rolling, and all my straight drive fall off, and the coach will look at me and, George, you need a stripe, and he put my stripe back, and I said, okay, it's okay. No, I never asked him for blue belt. I just say, okay, I'm gonna just keep on rolling. Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna stop. And I know when the time comes, when coach think I'm ready, and he will give me my blue belt. And that's I didn't stop to care about what I'm wearing anymore. Whatever it come off, and just roll. So sometimes I go roll without some stripe, and people were telling me, are you a blue belt? And I mean, to me, somehow it's a compliment. I mean, because I mean, at least, I can put them in how do you say, the kind of position. So sometimes I was able to even choke some blue belt like this. But I know it's gonna come, so I just, go there, keep on going to school, to roll, to have fun. And but I think that's probably, I mean, especially the last 3 months time before getting my blue belt, I want that blue belt.
So let me try to clear up the mud.
Yeah.
What does it take to get a blue belt? So basically from you just keep training and the coach give you the blue belt. Is that what happened?
I think, you just forget it. And I think the time come, the belt will come. Just keep training and don't, I did want a blue belt. I said, okay, but to the point that I was just, just have fun. I go there to train, keep on training. I know. And I know, and when I roll, I was threatening a lot of my teammates. I'm a blue belt teammate, which we are starting. They are already about the same time, but they become blue belt already. So it's not really mean my technique or whatever. But I think my coach is the way I think is he's strict, and then he want me to be better, and like to be ready. And so to kind of more cultivate me, it's good for me, and it made me think I want to stay on at least on this path. If I'm gonna get a blue belt, I'm gonna get from my coach. So that's my challenge, my motivation. So that's why I just keep on work hard and to have fun, just keep on training, and then I got my blue belt.
All right. So my journey with getting my blue belt is different. I first started with this one school. They would do a belt test. So initially I just tried to get it faster. So I got my 2 stripes in 6 months, but I had to pay for it. Then later I learned that other schools do it differently. So after 2 years, I left the school as a white belt. And I was a white belt at a new school. And I just started competing because my friend told me, if you win tournament, we give you the blue belt. Right? So I started doing tournaments. But I lost about 10 tournaments. Every tournament I lost as a white belt. And that continued for 2 more years. So I was a 4-year white belt. And I got to a point like you, I didn't care, right? Got stripes, fell off. Got more stripes, fell off. And I'm like, I don't care about stripes. Let me just win a damn tournament. So around my 10th or 11th tournament, I won as a white belt. And that really felt better. But at that point, I was like, I don't care about the blue belt anymore. Because I kind of was like confident enough to choke people, submit higher belts, and then I felt happy. And when I stopped caring and just trained, they gave me my blue belt. Right when I was like just go and train, right? I don't care. And they gave me the blue belt. And that new school, they closed down, and I had to go to another school as a blue belt. And it's like I'm starting all over as a white belt, but I'm a blue belt. So it never ends. Like, you might think that, you reach the blue belt and it ends. No, it starts all over. And now you become a bigger target because every white belt want to choke the shit out of you because you're the blue belt. And it's not easier. is harder when you're a new blue belt, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. Just like Jason tried to choke me.
I later learned that I'd much rather be a seasoned white belt that can take care of myself against a blue belt. And now that I'm blue belt, I'm kind of ready for that blue belt battle. I can defend myself. I cannot beat every white belt because I'm a brand new blue belt, but at least I can defend myself. And that's when you realize that getting a higher belt is not all gravy. It's not all like wonderful and then freaking petals start falling down on you and you're God. No, you're a freaking target now. And guys want to brag about submitting a blue belt. So that's what I think every beginner got to understand is like, yeah, you want your blue belt, but are you ready for the responsibility that comes with it? And if you can't handle yourself as a white belt, you might not want that blue belt. Because people are going to brag. I'm telling you, they're going to brag when they choke you. Yeah. And then the next white belt going to come and try to kick your ass too. They stand in line to try and kick your ass.
Yeah, I do. If you want me to refreshing back, but I do appreciate my coach gave me the blue belt at that time.
Right. Little delay that you can handle being a blue belt.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So I agree that it did take longer than we thought because the average guy takes 2 years. But that 4 years as a white belt was better because I was prepared as a blue belt. Like, I didn't have doubt that I deserved this blue belt because I could defend myself. I could handle. But if you get promoted too early and you're a weak-ass blue belt and everybody kicks your ass, that's shame. Like, you're going to be looking like, who gave you that blue belt, bro? Everybody's smashing you. Like, you're going to be embarrassed, right? So, again, that's just my personal story. And thank you, George, for sharing. And that was a good answer. A little bit long, but good answer. What is the greatest advice you guys got starting your journey and that helped you up to today? So in your jiu-jitsu advice could be from your coach, or could be from a friend, or could be from YouTube. What's the greatest advice you got that helped you stay on this journey today? Let's start here again, George.
The great advice, can you be like, give me an example? I don't quite like. You wanted me to advise one of it?
Maybe somebody, your coach or somebody said, you know what, George, slow down. Or maybe if you're less aggressive and you try to do the technique, it'll get better. Or maybe if you tap earlier, you won't get hurt. Something along that line. Some other senior black belt told you that helped you stay on this journey.
Yeah, I think from this is always try to let me see, what should I say?
Or you want me to go to Jason first? And
maybe I can see what.
Okay, Jason,
say,
go ahead if you can
we'll
answer that question.
What's the greatest advice? For me, I think it would be when the coach would tell us to conserve your energy. So as a white belt, most white belts are quite spazzy and aggressive, and I was no different, using all muscle and stressed out, and you actually think your life's in danger and this is a fight, but it's not. So as time went on and we started rolling more, we had to do 7-10 minute rounds in one night. So there's no way that you can last the whole night if you're spazzing out in every single 10-minute round. You're going 100%.
Right.
It's not possible to do that. So conserve your energy was probably the best advice I received. So I had to constantly try to implement that. Like, hey, conserve my energy, conserve the muscle, don't get the lactic acid going, and just pace yourself. More timing, timing with submissions and sweeps, and more than strength and fighting.
Good.
So I think that was the best, was conserving your energy. Yeah.
And of course, took you some time to adjust, but
definitely took some time and some practice and gassing out in the beginning. You're
we all
3 minute round and you're completely gassed out on the ground after 3 minutes. You're like, something's not right.
Yeah.
But then if you can go 7-10 minute rounds, you're like, okay, I could probably go a few more. And then, all right.
Then you're progressing.
Pacing myself and try to use more technique than just aggressive strength. And,
That was good advice. How about you, George? What's the best
now
advice
I kind
you
of have
got?
some idea.
Yeah.
So probably will be like this journey, when I roll with higher belt or even coach, they will tell me sometimes don't be too stiff. Try to, of course, in the beginning you don't know, and then you just grab onto it, and it's too stubborn. And then, but I think once you learn a little more and more technique, you know how to open your eye to from here to a little wider. So instead of too stubborn, just maybe hold on to it, and then try to see what kind of option you have.
Right.
And you can work on it.
Open your vision.
Yeah. So, but I think it comes from the training. It's not gonna happen in the first day when you just first 6 months. But you just have to keep on training, and then when you keep on training, you are used to what. If you keep on training the drilling, and you get comfortable, and some of the move you do it without thinking.
Yeah.
When those basic moves you can do it without thinking, then it can open up your eye to see what kind of option you have.
Good.
So
I know you really worked on that, because relaxing and rolling with me, you've caught me several times in triangles and omoplatas, and I see that change in you. Like, you used to be very narrow vision, just choke me. And sometimes you just hold on for dear life. But after a while, you just relax and you see all the option, and you start catching me with things I don't see. But because you relax, you see more option, which is awesome, because I see that in you and I see that in you. You conserve energy and you relax. So both of you relaxed. Way better. Okay, so my answer to the greatest advice I got was I was training for competition last year, and a black belt told me consistency will make you better and you win and conquer everything, right? So what he meant by that is just train every day, but don't go 100%. Don't go hard every time you train. You can train light drilling, then you can spar the next day, then you can do 10 rounds the next day. Now if you're tired or you're injured, then you can just do drilling, right? You can just do passing and sweeping for 1 hour, and then you can go back to rolling, then you can do 10 rounds. And once I started doing that, especially up to competition, I got hurt a lot. I sprained my ankle, sprained my wrist, tweaked some fingers. And I just kept that in mind. I just kept calling friends to, hey, come over, drill. I'll tape up my ankle and let's just drill. Every position that I could without injuring myself worse, I would just drill. Half guard, side mount, escape. I would just drill. And that would be good enough, because the next day then I could do maybe some positional sparring. It helped me to just stay in that state of mind of just constant training. I didn't go hard every day, but because I never took a break 6 days a week, I got better. And then when it came time to do 10 rounds, because we're competing in a month, it wasn't overwhelming. Because I was like you, I learned how to relax in positions, and I learned how to open my vision, and I learned how to go with the flow. And just by being consistent, it made me better. I didn't go hard every day. I didn't force myself to do 5 rounds. I just did what I could for that day, whether it be drilling, sparring, rolling, or just like study and just look at, I have a practice dummy and just practice moves on the dummy, right? I don't need a partner. I can just do a knee on belly, top spin, take the back, and do that about 50 times, 100 times. And do the other way, knee on belly the opposite way, top spin, take the back, and just repeat it over and over and over. And that was the best advice I got. I don't want to say his name, but I think to this day, that's the reason why I won, because up until that, I didn't stop training for 6 months. 6 days a week I trained. But again, it wasn't hard training. So I think a beginner, you're very enthusiastic and you're going to go all out. You're going to train twice a day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week because you want to get good fast. That's not going to last. You're going to get hurt or you're going to get burned out. It's just more slower, consistent training over time is the best, especially when you're older. If you're older than 40, you cannot go hard every day, bro. Trust me. It ain't going to last. Right? Okay, so that was a good question and answer there. We're going to move on to the next one. How did you find your school and why did you join that school? So let's start off with George. How and why did you join your jiu-jitsu school?
For my case is, as I mentioned earlier, I start training. A good friend of mine brought me to a station, and then we train, and then so one of the member, another friend, good friend, so his son was a head coach at the school in the Mililani. So because we are group, getting more of us is train. So the station gym is a little bit small. So we decided to move on. Okay, so everybody moved to the class, and so that's how I decided to move to the school in the Mililani. So it's not really pick a particular school. It just happened to be this training partner's son was the head coach, one of the main coach at the school in the Mililani.
All right, so you just followed your friends.
Yeah, I just follow friends and then keep on training.
All right. How about you, Jason? How did you find your school and why did you join that school?
So when I started 10 years ago, when I trained for a month, I did 10 years later, I went to this first school, got injured 3 out of 4 times. So I'm like, all right, I need to learn the basics. And I like the self-defense aspect as well. So I seeked out this first instructor, and then he has his school. So then I started with that school. And in the beginning, you have to learn all the basics of self-defense and all the positions, and there's no sparring at all. So I was like, all right, that's good for me because I'm tired of getting injured, not knowing what to do, how to defend. So for the first few months, there was no sparring at all. It was all self-defense, all positional. And then that's why I chose the school, the self-defense aspect, and also that I didn't have to spar in the very beginning. And then once, I got the basics somewhat down, then they allow you to spar. So I really like that.
That's
format.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's the best way to start. If I had to start over, I'd probably pick your route, self-defense and no rolling in the beginning. I think every beginner should do that. Yeah. For me, I picked my school in particular because it was close by my house. I used to live Kamuki, so this school is about a couple miles away, so I joined. And I really liked it. It was a really good jiu-jitsu school, good instructor. And I liked the guys. I made friends. But that school ended up disbanding because they had to move. They ended up building on that property. And so I followed the instructors to a new school. And yeah, I continued training with them. And again, it's basically because I like the curriculum, I like the friends I made, and I like the rolling. I like the rolling when it's up to you if you want to roll and who you want to roll with. I think that's really important. When you're forced to roll with people, it's kind of not good because I don't want to roll with a 300-pound wrestler because I know he's going to hurt me and he might fall on me and break my wrist. But the school that I ended up going to, it's you roll who you want to roll with and roll when you want. If you want to roll 1 round, that's fine. If you want to roll 10 rounds, that's fine. I think for me, I really like that freedom of not being forced to roll with people I know are dangerous. I mean, nothing against white belts, but they're the highest risk against injury, especially wrestlers. Wrestlers go super hard and they come fast, and when they drop an elbow or you catch a knee, you're going to get a black eye or a broken nose, right? So that school I was in, again, it's kind of more for the advanced person because we already know what we need and we know who to roll with. So the freedom was good for us, but as a beginner, I think you need more guidance. Right? So my school wasn't catered towards a beginner. It was more for blue belts and up, because you can pick and choose when you want to roll and who you want to roll with. So I can see both sides of the coin. I like the freedom, but you also need guidance if you're brand new. Right? So looking back, as a brand new white belt, I would definitely follow you, Jason, and do self-defense and no rolling to begin with. Yeah, so again, picking the right school is super important. You don't want to go to a school where you don't fit in, because you don't want to go train if you don't fit in. You know, like going to an MMA school. I don't want to do no-gi and start getting punched in the face. So I would advise people to pick the right school that matches what you want out of your training. Because you're not going to get gentle training from an MMA school. There's nothing gentle about MMA, right? It's ground and pound, and you get your, you know what I mean. You get beat or you beat up people. So picking the right school, make sure you do your background check and ask friends, yeah, before you join. Okay, so this is the last question. We're going to start wrapping things up here. Been training you guys off and on, you know, kind of like private lessons and helping you guys drill and stuff like that. So my question to both of you is, how did my lessons help you in your jiu-jitsu up until today? So George, let's have you answer that first.
Are you talking about just up to this moment? And then, okay, I don't know if it's good or bad. And then definitely this podcast, this time, maybe we should just date it. It's actually now it's August. So it's 2020. So now it's literally it's a pandemic time. So right after I got my blue belt, and then pandemic happened, which is the March, and I got my blue belt in February. So we cannot train. Yeah. So, but you know, we sometimes, you know, this, I don't know if I should say that, but it's a secret. You know, just Michael invite me. You know, just come to his house, and we just do a secret session. You're not supposed to, you know. But you know, we don't bother people. It's just me and him. It's not like a big group. Literally, just me and him. And then I will come and we just roll. You know, because we, you know, I can feel if you know if you already been doing jiu-jitsu. I mean, I feel you. The school is so close, and you cannot go train. You just. But I feel fortunate, and Mike actually invited me, and I think he wanted to train too. He needs somebody, you know. It takes two people. So, but I also feel fortunate because he's a purple belt, and he's a very experienced purple belt. He's been 4-year purple belt, so he know a lot of things I don't know. I'm just a brand new blue belt, and he will roll the way, you know. He doesn't let me feel too far away. And he just helped me, and he rolled with my level, so I don't feel like frustrated. Sometimes, you know, if you roll with a higher belt, brown belt, black belt, you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot do anything. But Mike, he will give me something to work on, and then I cannot, of course, I cannot submit him, but he will let me feel like I almost get it, and yeah. So, but I was able to. I feel maybe this pandemic, I've never trained this consistently in this past 4 years because of my job. I just couldn't do that, and because of my work, at most maybe 2 times a week, or sometimes, if lucky, 3 times. I was able to consistently, almost, I'm not supposed to say that, but I actually train 3 times with him, sometimes a week, just at his house. Yeah. I even bought the mat for my own house. Now I have a mat at my garage. Yeah, I can, after it's over, I can even invite friends to my garage to train. But I found it's fun. But later, you know, I say I'm fortunate to be able to train with Mike, and he helped me a lot, and he know what I need to work on, because of this friendship, this relationship, what we have. He worked with me, you know, literally. From April to up now, and it's it's 5 months. So he know the way I roll, and then he helped me improve. And then I actually choke him a couple of times. No, just 2 times. Yeah, but I got really excited, and then it's just like he will let me he will let me just always it's close. But I really enjoy doing that. He's my good friend, and he helped me my game, and then we laugh every time and then it's not like I want to kill you, I want to submit you. Every time we roll, it's just like you have so much fun just rolling with him and learning from him. And I'm glad he helped me with my game until now. And I don't know, you don't know if our friend Jesse is sitting right there, and he's blue belt for more than 2 years, 3 years. I was able to submit Jesse. Yeah. No, of course, it's fun. We laugh, but we really enjoy, training with each other. It's not about submission, but it's just like I totally enjoy the workout part and the rolling with friends, and then especially rolling with friends. We will not hurt each other. I don't get hurt during this time because we roll with care, just pay attention to just not to when we don't roll hard. Yeah, we roll hard. We want to choke you up, but we don't roll to kill you, to hurt you. So I think I'm fortunate I was able to still keep training during this pandemic.
Good, George.
Yeah.
So I like that you said it did help you improve. And
yes. Yeah, you definitely helped me.
I really enjoy helping you, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's very fun for me too.
Yeah.
And, again, I just happy that we made a friendship out of the training.
Yeah.
Right. And
I really appreciate
it's more than just training now.
Yeah.
We're really good friends.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, Jason. If you can give me your point of view, how did my training help you?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, when you have a school that you go to, there's 20, 30 students in the school, and they go over a couple techniques, and then you try it out. And then a lot of them don't work because everyone knows, what you're going to do. So it's great to be in a school, but when I train with you, then because of your experience, you have way more experience than me and knowledge, then you can see my weaknesses like that I can't see. So I'll be rolling, and then you'll be like, okay, here's what you need to work on. And when I don't know exactly what I need to work on until you point it out. And I really appreciate you telling me what I need to work on, so then I can improve that particular thing at that time. And then maybe the week later, I have another thing I need to work on. But so what I really like about training with you is that it's individualized to my weaknesses and my body type and everything. And you really care. That's what I really appreciate about you. So you do care about me as a person, as a friend, and also that I improve. And it always comes through. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Wow. I love it. Because I don't know if the viewers know, but friendship with Jason has already been 2-3 years, and we've done more than just jiu-jitsu. We've gone hiking, we've gone hanging out, we've talked on the phone, and Jason is one of my best friends too, along with George. And the hard training we've done, we end up making a bond, right? Like just brotherly bond, but it goes beyond that. Like we trust each other, we respect each other, we give each other help and advice. It goes beyond jiu-jitsu. And I think for me, giving you guys all my attention and technique and really want you guys to get better is from my heart, right? So that's what I want the viewers to know and understand, that if your coach really believes in you and really wants you to improve, it's not just in class and then see you later. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be, we're going to drill, we're going to roll, okay, see you later. It shouldn't be that way. It should be past that. It should be, hey, how you doing, brother? Oh, I heard this happened. Are you okay? Hey, do you need some help? Whatever it may be, just be a friend and actually be genuine about it. Don't just, oh yeah, you happy and you go to class and you pay your dues and see you later. I don't feel good as a student. So when I do teach and I do help, I'm teaching from the heart and I genuinely care about you guys. And yeah, your jiu-jitsu is getting better, of course, but it goes beyond that. It's how are you doing as a human? How are you doing as a friend? Are you okay? If you're not, let me know. I'm a good ear to talk to. I'm a good friend that you can lean on. I can help you move a couch, whatever. If you don't have a car, I'll give you a ride. It's really meaning what you say. And jiu-jitsu has brought that out of me, has made me build my integrity and be honest with people, be honest with myself. And what I say, I do, right? That's what jiu-jitsu did for me. So I honor this martial arts because it changed my life. And I honor you guys because you guys are real friends. And not just saying just because, oh yeah, we did this technique or whatever, I won this tournament. Yeah, that's the good times. That's the glory. Anybody can be with you in the glory days. Oh, we all making money, right? Like before the pandemic. But when you're down and you're out, you're fucking broke and you're injured and you got no income, who's there for you, brah? Real friends. That's what you guys are to me. And so that's what I want to close with is, who is your friend and who really cares about you as an instructor? That's who you got to stay with. That's where loyalty counts. Not just pay your dues, come class and go home. That's not loyalty. That's being a customer. You can't do that when you go McDonald's or you go to freaking Walmart. I'm a customer, I pay, thank you, get your receipt, get the fuck out. But loyalty is a two-way street, my friend. And that's what you guys give me. And that's why I give so much back to you guys. So in closing, that's where I'm coming from. Who I teach and who's my friend, we're really loyal. So thank you guys for giving your time. Thank you guys for giving me your honesty. And I really enjoyed this interview, kind of off the hip. We just wrote it out and you guys just gave me really good answers and you helped me learn too. You helped me learn about your journey, and I'm gonna start teaching people along those lines. Is that thank you guys for helping me help the next person. All right?
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.